Our third speaker is Councillor Michelle Morin Doyle. Michelle Morin Doyle is a councillor on the Quebec City Council. She also holds the position of Deputy Mayor and is a member of the Executive Committee responsible for immigration and cultural communities. Prior to her political career, Councillor Morin Doyle co-owned a translation company, I think for more than 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. She's been very active in all of the city's initiative work in Quebec and throughout the region for the last few years and helped craft Quebec members' positions on Great Lakes and St. Lawrence issues. She will speak to us about the collaboration among St. Lawrence City mayors over the last year. Please welcome Deputy Mayor and Councillor Michelle Morin Doyle. Councillor.
Mais bonjour et bon après-midi. Ça va bien? No, you're in the right place. It's not French Immersion 101. I'm just teasing. I'll be doing this in English. Mayor Barrett, I enjoyed that squirrel story. I may need some of your insight. I have an aging population who have retired and are now complaining that the crows are waking them up too early, so maybe you can give me some suggestions on how to deal with that one. So good afternoon. Before I start, I just want to extend our sincere thanks to the organizing committee for such a successful event. You know, Quebec City, yeah. As you know, Quebec City hosted the conference last year, so we can relate as to what a great undertaking it is. And I don't know if Mayor DePietro is still with us. Anyway, Marquette is a beautiful city, and just the sheer natural beauty is breathtaking. And we want to thank you for your hospitality and your warm welcome. So, Mr. Régis Labon, Mayor of Quebec City, who was also the President of the Quebec Metropolitan Community and a great supporter, as you know, of the city's initiatives, sends his regards and his regrets. He was unable to be here with us this week due to a prior commitment, but as you know, he is fully engaged in the mission of the city's initiative and its development. So Mayor LeBaume is the instigator, that's not such a good word, but he is a good instigator, and the driving force of the initiative that I will talk about today. As you know, this past June, we all convened in Quebec City for the 9th annual meeting and conference of the city's initiative. Mayor LeBaume invited a large group of mayors of shoreline municipalities from the province in order to discuss common issues related to the St. Lawrence River. This meeting was very productive, as more than 40 municipalities were represented, as well as the Minister of the Environment and Sustainable Development of Quebec. This meeting was such a success that the mayors in attendance decided that it would be a good idea to meet again a few months later to further discuss these important issues. There, you can see there we all are. So this group has met on 4 occasions over the past year. And on an average, most participants travel upwards of 300 kilometers or 200 miles to attend the meetings. So as you can see, this is a clear indication of how municipal leaders are motivated to work together to address common issues and concerns. So as an organization, the city's initiative has benefited from Mayor LeBaume's initiative. In the last year, 6 Quebec municipalities have become members of the city's initiative, and others will soon follow suit. For an organization such as ours, strength comes from its members. And I think we can be very proud that we now count over 100 member communities of all sizes who support the mission of the city's initiative. And Mayor Hobbs, we will continue to work to reaching that number of 114 for next year. As elected municipal officials, we are all confronted on a daily basis with the challenge of striking a balance between the long list of needs and the limited financial resources that are available. So establishing priorities and investment choices to protect the environment, stimulate the economy while maintaining and renewing our aging infrastructures, enhancing the quality of life in a safe and secure environment is no easy feat, as I'm sure you well know. While our conviction and commitment to the city's initiative priorities to protect, restore, and develop our magnificent resource, the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River, is commendable, we must seize every opportunity to promote and advocate the importance of this common resource to all levels of government with a view to raising awareness, garnering support, and ultimately funding sources. In keeping with this objective, the meetings of the Quebec mayors resulted in drafting a list of issues. And you know, when you have 40 mayors in a room, you can bet it's going to be an extensive list, but we did manage to narrow it down to 10. So as you can see, among the topics of discussion were municipal infrastructure and the need to maintain and develop them, climate change adaptation, water levels, protection and restoration of shorelines, invasive species, tourism development, natural resource extraction, integrated management of the St. Lawrence River. We also discussed other subjects such as the future of ports and docks in the St. Lawrence River and the closing of the Quebec City DFO Marine Rescue Centre. As previously mentioned, due to limited resources, we had to prioritize. As any good politician knows, timing is everything. Right time, right place. Shoreline issues stood out as the #1 priority for the group. Erosion is a threat to shorelines along the St. Lawrence River, which puts municipal installations as well as the population at risk. In certain cases, shorelines are widened as water levels decrease, and in other cases are overrun by invasive plant species. It also goes without saying that climate change also has a serious impact on our shorelines. We would all like nothing better than decontaminated landscape shorelines that are accessible to the public. Again, the needs are great and issues vary from one municipality to another. As the representative of the Quebec metropolitan community and the City of Quebec, I would like to talk about the shoreline landscaping and redevelopment of the Promenade Chamuel de Champlain. This project was realized within the context of the 400th anniversary of the City of Quebec. This $70 million project was undertaken to rehabilitate one of the worst areas of degraded shoreline along the St. Lawrence River and to give river access back to the population. So I don't know, Benoit, are you keeping up? Yeah? Okay. Sorry. A few facts as to the scope of the project. So it covers an area of 200,000 square meters or 2.1 million square feet along 2.5 kilometers, 1.5 miles of the St. Lawrence River shoreline, which is the equivalent to 125 skating rinks. Vegetation, more than 100,000 plants, including 1,500 trees. Activities that are now available: biking, inline skating, soccer, walking, kayaking, picnics, public art displays, and an interpretive trail. The work began in June 12, 2006, and the project was inaugurated on June 24, 2008. So there you can see the before and what it looks like now. That was the day it was nice out, no rain. The next few slides are pictures of the cities of Varennes and Verchères. There you go. And this shows a situation that's probably common to a lot of municipalities throughout the province. Located to the northeast of Montreal, the city of Repentigny, with a population of over 80,000, initiated a riparian strip ecological rehabilitation project on the shores of the St. Lawrence River to address the degradation of the ecosystem. The project, realized in collaboration with the local Priority Intervention Committee, consisted of 4 phases. Phase 1, characterization of the 9.3 kilometer or 6 miles of the St. Lawrence riparian strip. Phase 2, public information sessions on the importance of conservation and restoration of riparian strips, and this included 130 participants. Phase 3, rehabilitation of a riparian strip at La Belle Island, and the installation of 5 informative panels intended for pedestrians and the planting of over 1,000 shrubs. Phase 4, production of a shoreline protection guidebook. So in addition to the benefits to the St. Lawrence ecosystem and water quality, this project aims to boost ecotourism through the protection of fragile aquatic environments, ensures the protection of natural resources along the shoreline, and raises awareness among shoreline residents. Together, the 40 mayors decided to create a work plan and take action on shoreline issues. I would like to thank, on behalf of the 40 mayors that participated in the Quebec regional meeting, our colleague Martin Danfous. He's the mayor of Varennes, who unfortunately can't be here, but he was a great support and put in a lot of time and effort to raise awareness on this issue. So, as a result of these meetings, we have written to the governments of Quebec and Canada to raise their awareness to the multiple shoreline-related issues and to solicit meetings. As I said earlier, in politics, timing is everything. As the federal and provincial governments are currently in the process of designing the parameters of a long-term infrastructure plan, which is good news because I think we're one of the only countries that doesn't have one, we hope that shoreline issues will be admissible for federal and provincial infrastructure funding, which is not the case as we speak. In order to protect and manage our shorelines, it is essential that we have access to funding. We also firmly believe that municipalities are in a position and are best suited to determine priorities based on the specific needs of their municipality. That is why we have requested that federal and provincial governments provide municipalities with the responsibility and the flexibility to determine and set their investment priorities. We are very pleased that our requests have been supported by resolutions from the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, who are currently represented around the table with the government in establishing the new long-term infrastructure plan. We are convinced that our group's work has the potential to redefine tourism, to enhance quality of life and public safety. In a nutshell, to concretely protect, enhance, and revitalize the river and its shorelines. We have presented a united front, one voice, a common message on the issues to not only the governments, but the public and as well as the media. Each member of our group has also conveyed this message through their network to garner the support of municipal, provincial, and federal associations, as well as their elected representative, and most importantly, the public. However, it is important to work with detailed and up-to-date data. That is why, in the coming weeks, we will work with the support of the city's initiatives to fine-tune our data by mapping the projects and the overall investment needs along the river and estuary. A well-documented and well-illustrated portfolio will be very useful in the current negotiations around the long-term federal infrastructure plan, as well as the budget process at the federal or provincial level, or maybe during the next provincial electoral campaign, whichever comes first. So I want to thank the city's initiative for its technical support for these meetings and for the support it will continue to provide for the Quebec Shoreline Mayors. This partnership has been very beneficial to the city's initiative by attracting new members and more notoriety in Quebec, and I am sure that it will continue to do so. So, thank you very much for your attention. Merci beaucoup.